Hello. Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3. This thing on? Alright. I had to resist the temptation to Livestream Spiritfarer again. I'm hooked on that game. But at the same time, I didn't want to fall back on my art classes. I guess we're doing landscapes now? Based on this lesson and the one that follows? Yeah. Give me a moment here, I'm just sharing at the live stream. And I think that'll do. Alright. How y'all doing? This is the Video Game Maniac, and welcome back to Art Academy Lessons for Everyone. Test screen was recalibrated a couple times before the live stream. Also haven't touched my my Nintendo 3DS in like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, so I guess some recalibrating was necessary. Nah, it's probably like 2 weeks. Anyway, let's see what I have to do for this lesson. If I can resist the temptation to scratch my nose, too. Holy shit, I hate it when that happens. How nice to see you here today. I came out here to study this magnificent windmill in preparation for a painting. Ooh. I'm creating an homage to the famous story of Don Quixote dueling windmills. I don't think that's how you pronounce his name at all. This is a perfect subject for learning how to reduce a complex object into easy geometric shapes. Hang on a sec here, I gotta turn on the fan. There we go. So, why don't we sit down, enjoy the scenery, and get started. Again, Art Lessons 101. In Stage 1, we're going to sketch out the shapes of our scene. Gray paper will work well for this drawing, letting us put in just the darkest and lightest parts. When starting a drawing, it's common to use what we call construction lines. These are lines that establish the basic shapes beneath the complicated forms of a structure. Yep. Objects can be broken down into simple 3D forms, like cubes, spheres, cones, and cylinders. These 3D forms can be broken down further into planes, flat surfaces, or faces. We'll talk a little more about the importance of understanding planes later. But the reason for simplifying is to gain an understanding of how something is constructed. It's like the way architects and designers use straight lines to build up a complex drawing. Before we think about form, let's get our two-dimensional shapes drawn in. The main shapes in this scene are several rectangles and a triangle. We'll use a 2H pencil with the grid to measure out their sizes and shapes. Let me do mine, so you can refer to it if you need to. I swear I almost see a person in that picture. Almost. Probably not, but almost. You know, the way I see it with this one, it's background practice, because I'll be honest, I rarely draw my own backgrounds in my drawings. That's all there is to it. Let's get cracking. Now the question is, Is it just pencils today? Because that'll make my idea for this a little difficult. My little personal touch. It's a little too high for my liking, but it's fine. Let's see. It's right there. A little right there. I mean, I do have the eraser, right? Let us sketch a happy little windmill. Every windmill needs a friend. This one's probably a little bit higher, but oh well. And then just a little right there. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be accurate. I think I made this one a little too tall. Yeah, it's a little too tall. It's fine. I have an eraser. You know, there's artists who even draw with the eraser. It's like it's negative spacing or something. It's pretty well too. No lie. There. Barely a windmill. I don't zoom in on this stuff either. Great. We've now drawn the basic geometric shapes of the scene. Yay! And no need to recalibrate the touchscreen either. In stage 2, we're going to start adding some details. The shapes we've drawn so far are flattened versions of three-dimensional forms. The windows and doors, on the other hand, actually are flat. I'm going to use the zoom tool here, and I think you may find it useful too. It's a great way to add fine detail to your work when where it's needed. Yeah. While zoomed in, you can move around your drawings using the circle pad. This game has some pretty music. Oh, I didn't even notice that in the background. That's it. Don't forget to draw the outline of the White House behind the windmill. Don't forget to carry the 1. Cool. Alright, let's see here. A little more precision and shit. I know it's already off a little bit of from the grid lines. I suppose it's fine. This is nice though. Basically, my idea for this, as far as giving it my own little personal touch, is, well, let's see how good I can sketch fire. Oh, and it's September 11th, too. Huh. Well, it's a windmill. It's on a Twin Towers building. Is there nothing over here? I really have to be doing a lot more sketches in real life. Well, thumbnail sketches, basically. It goes a long way. Now, even with some people, their thumbnail sketches are good. Just black and white and lines for shading. Much better. I'm really starting to get a feel for what windmills look like. Let's keep adding in more details. The trees and bushes this time. Ah, remember? The lesson with the tree? You gotta hint that they're there. You don't exactly have to draw a picture perfect. Unlike the buildings, the vegetation in the drawing isn't formed of regular shapes. Let's try looser, more fluid lines to capture its complexity without drawing each leaf. Observe. Maybe I should get myself a little sketchbook again. This step gives an organic touch to our picture, adding balance and variety. And still zoomed in, too. I can erase, so... For a sec, I thought my touchscreen was a little off. Oh god, it might be. The hell? Did you see that? Oh, of course not. No one's fucking watching, but still. It looked like it went... Like, I pressed one corner and it just sort of moved a little to the left a couple times. Weird. Barely reads like foliage, but oh well. One of these days, I gotta make a Discord account again. One of these days. Make a section where people can show off their art. I've been to quite a few Discord servers where they do that. Little bush right up here. And then another little shrub. Well, it reads like a shrub from a distance, but it's not. There we go. So when do we do the shading? There's one more part of the drawing to outline. Sails. It's just 4 rectangles, but we need to place them right or our picture will look wonky. The grid will be very helpful here. Yes, it will. Start off with the rough outline and then add the lines inside, huh? Oh hey, Cotton Pop! How you doing? I'm painting me while I'm sketching me a happy little windmill. Think Bob Ross ever did sketches? Or does he just... maybe he just always painted, I don't know. I mean, he'd probably just do it active with one brush and already make the bush. First, I carefully place the outside edges of the sails, then the inside edges. Then I simply connected the inside and the outside edges. Make good use of the grid, and it'll be quite easy. Ready to try it? When can I get to the part where I can draw this thing set on fire? Yeah. Let's see. Right there, and... right there. Oh, boom, look at that already. I'm guessing I'll add the details to this windmill a little later, huh? Look at that, it's already one blade. And follow the grid. Right about here? It's a little off, but it works, I guess. Check. And oh, it's fine, I could erase that. See, when I get invested in drawing, you could tell I barely speak. It barely sounds like speech. That's actually mark of a good artist, I guess. I don't know. Well, maybe not. What do I know? I really hope I'm not having problems with this touchscreen. Good. I guess. And then around there. And there. Should I erase the inside though? Nah, I don't think I should. Nice. Well done. We finished all our outlines now. I'm holding my stylus like a cigarette, I don't know why. In stage 3, we're going to start on the shading. Have a look at this drawing by Claude Monet. It's called Windmill at Zaandam. Monet did several paintings of Dutch windmills, but I'm particularly fond of this drawing. Like us, he used gray paper for his midtone, and added the lighter and darker areas. Back in the tree lesson, yeah, exactly, we discussed the difference between line drawings and mass drawing. We're going to start our mass drawing now, using the flat of our HB pencil. Since our outline is done, we can turn off the grid and zoom tools. Oh, good. Sorry for the late reply. Someone knocked. Oh, that's perfectly fine. We're just going to block in the darker areas of the drawing. Looking at our scene, that means just about everything that isn't sky or windmill. Imagine I have to sketch in every single happy little cloud. We won't shade everything at one mass though. We want to treat each object individually and try to use directional marks to give an impression of form. Listen to this windmill sketching music. Damn, that's already giving it some depth. Depth. We're just shading the broad areas here, and leaving the detail until the next step. Pencil set. There it is. Actually, I don't even think I need to zoom in. It's not like with a paint where, after a while, the paintbrush runs out. I gotta let off on the touchscreen and start again. It's a pencil. That is some impressive looking detail, though. Yeah, this game does have some nice music. Actually, I found a game rip with the soundtrack of it on this website called downloads.khinsider.com. The music's not really properly labeled. It's like A_01, A_02. I guess the files never had proper names to it. I'll have to give it a listen, though. And then right there, I guess. This little bush right there. This one right here. Right there. Not bad. That's kind of lost, though, right around the building on the left and the shrub. Maybe I could... There, just a little. This is just a general shading, I'm guessing. Now we're going to add some really dark areas to increase the tonal variation in our scene. Making objects look bright or glow doesn't mean using white for all your bright colors. Instead, the effect is achieved by making everything around it dark. Yeah. Have a look at this image. Which square looks brighter? Most people would say the one on the right. In fact, they're the same color, but the one on the right looks brighter due to the contrast. This is how you create some optical illusions. You remember those as a kid? Like, a lot of squares lined up with white lines crossing between them, and if you look at the and you swear you see like little gray spots in those white stripes. Adding contrast to a drawing increases the tonal range as well. If we make the darkest areas very dark and the brightest areas very bright, it will create a broad range of tones in the picture. This adds depth and realism to a picture, so it seems to jump off the page at you. 3D painting, 3D sketching. We'll switch to the point of the pencil for this. Suddenly the music sounds more Majora's Mask to me than Art Academy. Oops, I didn't read that. There's some really dark areas in the foliage and in some of the smaller details. In the tree lesson we learned about hatching, but there are other ways of shading objects. Oh, I actually learned about this recently. I got some art books on Humble Bundle, and one of the books was like 100 things an artist should know. Talked about cross-hatching and this kind of shading with pencil. We can use different types of lines to help bring the surface we are shading to life. Straight lines, uneven lines, curvy twisting lines, or even loose circular scribbling. Loose, varied circles are actually a great way of describing foliage. And shading an object is as easy as going over and over an area to build up tone. I'm going to use this technique with the zoom tool to shade the trees in our drawing. Let's get to work on those details. Watch how I do it if you're not sure. Literally scribbling it in like a 3-year-old. Wouldn't I have saved the step by using the step? Nah, maybe not, I don't know. I had the right idea, though. The scribble tree. That's it. Ready to give it a try? Oh, and he sketched the bush over there, but let's see here. Already got my pencil. Well, we look at the texture on this graphite. Maybe I should make it just more circular. I like that sound, it's a little pleasing. What in the world is whirring like that, though? When I'm moving the image. Oh god. Not too hard. What the hell? I don't want to recalibrate the damn touchscreen again. What was that about? Commit to one form of sketching. Looks a little out of place when I suddenly go like this, doesn't it? Am I missing anything? No, I guess not. Great, we've added shading to almost all of our drawing now. Oh dear, did I miss the side of the windmill? I think I did. In stage 4, we're going to shade the sails of the windmill. Before we start, have a look at this painting by Monet called Tulip Fields in Holland. Oh, those are some pretty flowers right there. If we look closely at the windmill, we can see that Monet has painted the sails very roughly. He wasn't an architect, trying to record the precise structural details of the windmill. Instead, he managed to capture the essence of the sails in an effortless, minimal way. That's Bob Ross's, painting style, by the way. But it works. Being an artist is about choosing what to paint or draw without needing to capture every detail. Monet shows that we don't need to draw every spar in the sail to make our drawings look good. For the first step, let's lightly shade the whole area of the sails. We'll go back to the 2H pencil for this and keep using the zoom tool. Watch how I tackle this now. I'm going to shade each sail using simple lines. There's already more detail in these sails than the one in that Monet painting. I just hope all this detail still retains when I choose to set it on fire. It's a tricky skill to master, so don't worry too much if it doesn't go quite right. Yeah, see? I forgot the shading right there on the side of the windmill. There we go. Easy fix. And then the little one right there, I guess. Maybe I'm a little ahead of schedule. What am I doing? I forget about this. Up, down strokes. Not that difficult. And then, what's the step after this? Do we add the little cross pattern on the windmill, on the sails? Imagine if this one was the one from Super Mario Sunshine and the what was the name of that first level? Oh, when I beat Super Mario Sunshine in the GameCube version, I could always revisit it on my own time when I get the Nintendo Switch version. Comes out on the 18th of September, so it comes out next week. Now the question is, do I choose to livestream Super Mario Galaxy on the Nintendo Switch when I get that game? Or the Wii version? I think I'll livestream the Switch version. Just because, you know, I don't have to get out my Wii or something. Plus, it's already in HD, so well done. Now let's switch to a darker HB pencil. The main detail we're missing is the big wooden spars that support the sails. I got a notification about Thanos Gaming playing Among Us. Yeah, they brought him into that game. I'm sorry. His tactic is interesting. He knows his friends, and that's what he's going by. As well as the spars, you can try emphasizing other details if anything catches your eye. Remember that when it comes to interpreting your subject, there's no right or wrong. But there still has to be some level of accuracy. start? There. What the hell? What the hell? Come on. Wish this had an undo button. Oh no. Oh my god. Weird. It's like 5% of the time it just... I don't know what's going on with this. Is it possible for me to replace the touchscreen or something? How would I do that? I mean, I replaced the damn Joy-Con joysticks on my Nintendo Switch, but it's actually pretty straightforward to do, I guess. I don't know. Taking apart a Nintendo DS is a little more challenging, I would imagine. Maybe it's best if I have someone else do it if worst comes to... Sorry, I sneezed. Worst case scenario. I just hope this isn't a problem when I'm live streaming Star Fox Command one day. It's the only main Star Fox game I've left to livestream. Or to livestream 64. Adventures. Assault. Ah, just press the damn X button. Great. That's the last of the shading finished. Really? Huh. Oh wow, we are gonna paint happy little skies. Hey. In stage 5, we're going to add the lighter tones to the drawing. Let's look again at Monet's drawing with the windmill at Zandam. Zandam, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's a wonderful example of bright marks on gray paper bringing a drawing to life. He used the white mainly to brighten the sky and the reflection in the water. First, let's use the flat of the white pencil to draw the clouds in the sky. Welcome to Whose Line Is It Anyway, where the points don't matter. That's right, the points are just like the white crayon in a Crayola box. Clouds are simple and fun to draw, and they can be very striking in this kind of sketch. Happy little sky. Hey, if it reads like clouds, that's all that matters. Emphasize, don't painstakingly break yourself trying to draw each little cloud. I enjoyed that. Are you ready to try it? I mean, it looks simple enough. And there was a little cloud right there. Yeah. A little cloud right here. And then one right around here. Oh, that's fine. And there's a lot of them down there in the lower right. I don't think that sounds like a pencil drawing on paper. This is working though. If I was doing this in out of the sketchbook, I'd have a few specific paintbrushes for this. I wonder if I should continue drawing on Autodesk Sketchbook. I should try other software like Metabang Paint, Clip Studio. I mean, I love the streamlined interface of Autodesk Sketchbook, but there are a few things on it that I switched to Photoshop for. Like the Magic Wand tool, for example. Damn, that reads quite well. Now we're going to add some contrast on the windmill by lightening its brighter side. Heh, in the melon lesson. I like that lesson, actually. We talked about Paul Cézanne using planes of color to create form. The master landscape painter and draftsman Claude Lorraine used similar techniques. He simplified his drawings into subtle planes of varying tone to create depth and form, and used weighted lines and soft planes of shadow to bring his work to life. Breaking down a rounded form into planes helps us understand how the light affects it. Here's a breakdown of our windmill. Some planes are lit and others are cast in shadow. Now let's lighten those bright planes. Oh yeah, it does look a little bright on that side. When I sketched I sketched a little bit of shade in that side too, so I almost don't want to ruin the windmill by drawing fire. You know, set the windmill on fire like in Hunchback of Notre Dame. We can ignore the shadow cast by the sail for now. We'll sort that out later. Huh. I didn't realize I was going a few steps ahead. No, that's not the right pencil. I'm going a little off topic. Oh god. That's fine. Blame it on the touchscreen. Good, now it's time to add a few details with the point of the white pencil. There's the notice of the left-hand building and the gaps in the tree. And a few other bits too, which you can spot with a careful observation. I'm also going to sharpen some of the edges of the clouds to add form and solidity. The fine little details. Give it a go. Don't forget the zoom tool if you need it. It's subtle, but it does add some depth to this picture. Kinda looks like there's already some on that little shrub right there, but Oh, this is all from the cloud shading. Huh. I am focused. Doesn't really read too well in the clouds, but I guess it depends on... just slightly on the clouds. Feels like the white is a little more solid on some parts of the clouds. I will say this game is actually broadening my my skills as an artist. I mean on my on my second Twitter account, the one that I plan on doing digital art on, I uploaded a Fall Guys drawing that I did back when I think when I did the little melon tutorial. It was lineless, basically. Wonderful, we've added all the lightest parts now. I'd say it turned out quite nice. I know it was very well received on the Fall Guys Discord server. In Stage 6, we'll add some final touches with the putty eraser. Ah, that putty little thing. The putty eraser is soft and pliable, so it's sometimes called a kneadable eraser. Yeah, I remember when I used to do some traditional drawings, traditional sketches of chess pieces, Kingdom Hearts 2, Organization 13 weapons. I would use this thing. As well as corrections, erasers can be used to draw in existing pencil marks. Make it blend. The putty eraser is especially good for this, as we can shape it to a fine point. We'll use this to draw the shadow of the sail into the bright side of the windmill. We can also soften the sharp edge of the lit surface so that the windmill looks rounder. So now I'm doing this properly. Much better. Are you ready for your final step? I just hope this reads well when it's all set on fire. Damn. Not bad. Now I hate to destroy all this. Let me see here. Just picture that Hunchback of Notre Dame music or something in the background, I don't know. Besides, the image already exists on the live stream. I could just screen cap it if I want to. I'm not too disturbed by, it doesn't really read like fire, but then again, I can't really, I don't really have a red-colored pencil. That would really, add some contrast to this. Some color highlights. With all due respect, sir, I wasn't trained to murder the innocent. But you were trained to follow orders. How would a live-action version of that movie work? I mean, I know the Mulan movie, the live-action version, was honestly it was actually pretty decently received by critics anyway, not by the general audience. I mean, they were like what 49% or something. Does that read like fire? I mean, it's better than that, oh my god, there's some huge Netflix controversy going on with that Cuties movie that came out, like 2 days ago, I think. Their stocks actually dropped by like 4% last I checked. I guess that's good. I saw the movie too, and holy shit, I mean, I was just left confused by the whole damn thing. Marvelous. Aren't windmills grand? Let's go back and remind ourselves how we went about drawing it. We've learned how to use simple shapes as a basis for drawing more complex structures. Break it down. I just see a bunch of, a couple of cylinders, maybe a rectangular prism, funky little circle around for the bush, rectangles, a cone at the top. We also talked about identifying planes to help establish the lighting of the scene. We started by drawing the outlines of the basic shapes in the scene. Once that was done, we added some details to the drawing. Then we shaded into darker areas of the drawing. We drew the sails next, choosing to show them in a simplified way. Yeah, we never added those crosshatches or whatever they're called. With the darker areas done, we used the white pencil to add the bright parts. I could have sketched those in, but I chose not to. Then we used the putty eraser to add our finishing touches. And then at the very end, I just lit the whole bitch on fire. Remember my painting of Don Quixote? God, that's probably not how I'm pronouncing the name at all. I mentioned? This is what I've done so far. After today's lesson, I now feel much more confident about finishing it. Taking the time to study something carefully is important to understanding your subject matter. Many great painters did elaborate drawings before tackling their paintings. In the next lesson, we'll be going outdoors again to try out a new type of drawing tool. Or why not try the watermill mini lesson to practice what we learned today? I haven't even done any of those mini lessons. I don't think they were in a live stream, but maybe I could do it as a little highlight reel I could just post on Twitter or something? I don't know. I'll think about it. As for me, I'm going to find bacon. Where's that scamp gone to now? Crispy bacon. Like that pig in the news report. Damn. I really destroyed that bitch. No real need to export it to an SD card. Yeah, LA Sun, I'm just gonna name it that. That is one of Disney's darkest songs, Hellfire. Who would be a good actor for Judge Claude Frollo nowadays? Boy, it takes a while to save. Even on a new Nintendo 2DS. which supposedly has more RAM. I mean, you can't play Xenoblade Chronicles 3D on a regular 3DS. Not enough RAM. I do like this gallery, by the way. It's a little on the slow side, though. Maybe I should have saved this for when I do the other image. But this does put things into perspective. My little cherry berry sketch. Cheap-ass Joltik. I'll just hang it right over here. Which of these frames is the most Ash-looking? I'll go with that one. This feels like a 3DS Meat Plaza game right now. Boy, those games were fun to play. You know, when the 3DS was in its prime, always carrying it in my pocket, always getting Street Pass notifications. Wait, hang on, let me see those advanced courses. That's gonna be a fun one. Oh, waterfall. Ah, bouquet. I mean, I drew one flower, now look at this, I'm drawing a whole bouquet. I swear to God, I better not paint these two going on fire. I gotta think of something a little more original. Oh, and then there's add-on lessons too, like DLC or something. I'm hesitant on this one, but I'll draw it. I mean, if he says the word nipple, I'm gonna be like, wow, in this game? What's the rating of this game? Rated D for everyone? Then again, I'm pretty sure there's artistic nudity in... No, there is in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Hello again, there's nothing better than the scent of crisp autumn air in the English countryside. I prefer that right now. It smells like smoke and ash in the California right now because of the wildfires going on. Damn near in its 4th week straight. Bacon and I are... Bacon and I are just on our way to the Harvest Festival celebration in the town hall. Our farmers are gathering in their crops, and the leaves are changing to new colors. In the spirit of the changing season, I thought it would be exciting to try a new medium. How convenient, I mean, it's still summer, but we're nearing fall. I'm glad, too, I want cooler weather. I don't do heat. Oh. Pastels are a favorite of mine for drawing because they have such lovely, rich colors. Oh, look at the beard. Pastels may be the oldest form of visual art, going all the way back to prehistoric cave paintings. Back then, natural minerals were powdered and then used to draw. Pastels today use the same principle, and we have many more colors to choose from. Remember back in a couple of lessons ago, he said how you had to get you had to crush like 10,000 shells to get one pastel something. I'm sure nowadays it's synthetic and much easier, but back then, oh, it was considered an extraordinary luxury. I mean, especially with certain colors. They blend together easily, and their intense color make it almost like painting without water. The compressed, dry form of pastels makes them very portable too. This barley field we're walking through looks ideal for our pastel drawing lesson. I've actually never used pastels before, not even in digital art. For the most part, I use a paintbrush and airbrush, and the occasional textured brush. In stage 1, we need to sketch out the main elements of our drawing. Oh yeah, and pencil sketches too. We'll use the corner of the pastel for the thinnest possible mark. We can make wider marks using the flat of the pastel tip, or even by turning it on its side. Wow. With a landscape, it's often good to start with the ground line. The ground line is a simple line across which we will build our drawing. We need to look at our landscape and find a line that seems to divide the scene in two. I can see it. Around the left to middle side. Oh, that line. A good place here is where the stretch of barley ends at the foot of the hills. This will be interesting. I imagine this will be a very fun lesson. But then the question is, how do I get my own little personal touch? Simple as that. Your turn. Oh. Okay, my turn. Oh, there's even an eraser for this, huh? So I'm guessing with pastels it's bolder color and something. He said it was like doing watercolor but without water. And yet I could still use an eraser too, so... That's simple. I drew a line. Ground line as a reference. We can now draw on the distant hills above it. The nearer hills on the right form what we call the midground. The ones further off in the distance form the background of our scene. Space Galleria, hello from space! Come down to Earth. Look at the marvels of this barley field. 2 more lines in a lighter color will help us to define each of these areas. Here's mine. I am painting nature. There, with a few simple lines, we can already see the rolling hills in the distance. Fun. Let's see. Right there. Damn corner. There we go. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Now to sketch the barley, it stretches from where we're standing to the foot of the hills. Ooh. The area closest to us is called the foreground, so the field stretches from fore to midground, placing the back, mid, and foregrounds in an important part of the composition. Composition is the way elements of a picture are arranged on the paper or canvas. In creating a composition, we choose where to place things for the most appealing image. There are different rules and approaches to composition, none of them completely set in stone, but almost all landscapes distinguish between background, midground, and foreground. Let's finish our sketch by marking out the tracks of the field with a darker color. Here we go! I'm clueless as to what kind of detail I could add to this. You know, personal touch. Maybe I could draw a Scarecrow? I don't know. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea. It was taking me a minute to see what you were doing, then I realized it's a grid transfer of sorts. Pretty cool learning tool. Yeah, grid actually does help out when it comes to drawing. I've also never drawn with pastels before. Placing color later on. Your turn. Yeah, break it up into simple little segments and work from there. And right there, and then just a little more right around here. That's one plane, I guess. And right there, follow the grid. I mean, it's fine if it's a little rough. Just, the corner though, it's gonna bother me a little bit. The corners of the touchscreen is a little difficult with this stylus. Also, holy crap, 6 people watching me draw. Damn. Maybe I should think about making a Picarto or something account. I stream when I'm drawing or something, I don't know, but I gotta be damn good at that. Great, that's our landscape mapped out. Or maybe make a third YouTube channel and just upload my sketches or something, I don't know. Like a highlight reel. Huh. I'll have to think about that. In stage 2, I'm going to draw the sky, which is part of the background. But at the same time, I might need a... Can my computer handle that? Let's use a wide mark here to cover the area quickly and loosely. We use colored paper with pastels to create harmony, much like a painted ground. Because pastels are dry and grainy, the paper color will peek through all over our drawing. We can also leave whole areas blank using the paper color as part of our composition. Right now, we're going to use the blue of the paper as a base for the lighter blues we place on top. So basically, this is already the color of the sky. Now maybe I have drawn with pastels when I was in middle school or high school, I just barely remember it. I've also left blank bits of the for the clouds we'll be adding in a later step. So you basically want me to sneeze on the top middle corner of this painting, huh? Done. Nah, hang on. Bam. Speed drawing. I don't think I could ever do speed drawing. Now we're going to add in the clouds in the same way. This should be nice and simple. Yeah, I think I'm going to draw a Scarecrow in the final step. What kind of Scarecrow? Do I have the colors to make a Thanos armor Scarecrow? You know, like at the end of Avengers... No, at the beginning of Avengers Endgame. That's literally from the comics, by the way. Your turn now. Do I have a purple and a gold in here? Hey, look at that, I do have purple. Ah, I could make it work. Alright. I mean, it's going to be very crude, but it'll work. I am so glad COVID-19 didn't ruin that movie. And Joker as well. Those two movies, oh, they were fantastic. I would say Avengers Endgame, I'd prefer it more over Joker, but at the same time, Joker won 2 Oscars, so that cannot be undermined. And Avengers Endgame, holy shit, it's an emotional roller coaster watching that movie. Well, the first time anyway. Guess whose internet died? Hi again. Oh, bad internet. Bam. Our pastel marks are a bit grainy right now, but we can blend them for a smoother texture. Hey, yeah, actually. This is called smudging, and we have a special tool for the job. The smudge stick. If I recall correctly, this is basically made from recycled paper. If you ever go to like a Michael's art store, it lets you soften marks and blend colors just like a dry brush does with paints. With this, we're going to blend the edges of the clouds to get that softness we can see. I should look at pastels on Autodesk Sketchbook. Damn, it blended quite well in the sky and the clouds right there in the middle. Just drag the smudge stick in the direction you want to blend and soften the marks. I'm already thinking about that last step, my little personal touch. I mean, I don't need too much blending, but still. Oh, wow, that's working. Right there on the left side of the sky in the middle. And then right here in the right corner. That's a little bit of a spot. I think I could... And then right there in the corner. I mean, it's a good thing I don't have to recalibrate my touchscreen again in the middle of the lesson. Hey, we've now finished with the sky. That's the easy part. Oh, wow. At least when I draw in that Thanos Scarecrow, I'm not going to destroy the painting. In stage 3, we're going to add more detail to the hills in the background. The hills are alive with the sound of Uzis. Let's start with the forested area, using a dark blue pastel. If you compare the colors in the distance to those in the foreground, you may notice that the distant colors look blue with the brighter colors close to us. This effect is called atmospheric perspective, as is caused by the air or atmosphere. It looked like the inside of Trump's asshole outside 2 days ago, where I live. I'll explain the science behind it in a later lesson. For now, all we need to know is that in landscapes, it's good to make distant colors less bold and closer to the sky color. Since our paper is blue, we can also let some of it peek through in the distance to help the effect. The medium-sized pastel mark should be best for these areas. We'll draw them in loosely, leaving gaps where the other colors will be adding. So pastels are dry and grainy. Oh. Is the soundtrack in this game random? Like that. Ready to try it? By the way, if you have a PC, Autodesk Sketchbook is free. A digital tablet probably isn't, but I mean, I don't know if you have a special laptop or something like a 2-in-1. You know, a laptop that you can turn into a drawing tablet. Like a Surface Book with Performance Base or a Surface Book 2. And I gotta sneeze again. I heard that the Surface Book 3 came out, but it doesn't differ too much from the Surface Book 2, so I probably want to get the Surface Book 2. Like an iPad? Or an iPad, or just any small drawing tablet, basically. I mean, that's probably cheaper than getting a laptop. I mean, what? Certain tablets are like, what, 100, maybe 200 bucks? Great. Next we'll add the distant crop fields using a light green. We'll also use this color over the treetops and places to create a mixture of blue and green. Hell, you could even draw on a phone if it has a pen stylus like the Note 10 Plus that I have. I got Metabang, I have Metabang paint on it. Granted, I don't draw as much on my phone as I would like, but Bacon's been mixing colors on the paper creates a wide range of colors from just a few pastels. It also helps us achieve a better sense of color harmony in our drawing. Little right there, little right there. Some right here. Oh yeah, I could really see the graininess of this. Okay. Remember, it's got to read like a field. It doesn't have to be picture perfect. The last element of the background is those earthy red fields. We'll still apply a blue tint of atmospheric perspective here, though. As we know from the melon lesson, mixing red and blue gives us a secondary color, purple. So we're going to add this color as a muted gray purple. This should be quick. This should be quite a quick step. How do you think his drawings were done in this game? That's it. Off you go. Thanos was here. Easy. Literally, like, what, 5 seconds? Great! With that, our background is done. Oh, wow. Whoa, that's a lot of detail, I think. In stage 4, we'll add the midground and start to block in the foreground. The area close to us has much stronger colors and more detail. This creates a contrast of detail between the foreground and background. Since our eyesight doesn't let us see distant objects in much detail, we can create the illusion of distance by putting detail mostly in the foreground. Detail and contrast can also attract attention or lead the eye to parts of an image. You know, a focal point. For example, have a look at this painting, Field of Poppies by Monet. The first contrast that draws in the eye is the detailed woman in white against the dark tree. Wow. The vertical of the tree stops our eyes from wandering left, so we follow the shadows to the right. And as the contrast is lost on the far right, We're drawn back to the center via the horizon. Our eyes are led around the key points of the painting by careful use of contrast. What's more, on its sweeping path isn't too different from the tracks in our barley field. Let's draw the tracks in now, using a darker green. We also want to use this color to put in the hills and trees in the midground. This one might take a while. Don't kill those white highlights or sky blue highlights, I don't know. They're my good friend. I don't think this will take me that long. Oh, the yellow detail was from... Oh, I forget, it's already all blue. But look at this, it's already taking form. We'll be adding more colors in the foreground, so be sure to keep your marks there very loose. Itchin'. Oh god. Come on, work with me, touchscreen. If I recall correctly, to minimize this on my Surface Book with performance base, I just toned down the pen sensitivity just a little bit. Just a little more right there. There we go. Adding in the yellow is going to be an interesting little treat, though. Next, we're going to use a color from earlier to add some variety to the greens. We just want to layer this over some of the darker green for a change in color and tone. Little bit of highlight. Also, the next two lessons after this, one's a koi fish and then the other one's the torso. Drawing on top of the dark marks will help to create more depth. Oh, I think I should have added more there. There we go. Drawing is so peaceful. Unless, you know, you're not safe for work artist and you're like, ugh. The artist just wants me to draw a bigger schlong or something on their character, I don't know. Like, I've seen some memes of that. Like, they look like the dad character from Coraline. Or even Mr. Incredible, I don't know. For some reason, that's I like that. The two of them next to each other. They look very depressed and tired. Right, now it's time to start on the barley, the centerpiece of our landscape. The mid-ground area is a fluffy sea of golden yellow with little detail. All we need to do is sweep across the mid-ground of our landscape with large, loose marks. Yeah, drawing is relaxing as a hobby. I have done my fair share of commissions, too. I think I've done like 5, maybe 6. So yeah, I've gotten money out of it, but I don't know, with skill comes, revenue, I suppose. On the upside, it's not, my sole form of income. I mean, as I've said before, I currently do Postmates and DoorDash at the same time. 20 to 25 hours a week, usually from Thursday to Sunday or Wednesday to Sunday. Like one day I do 4 days, and then, I'm sorry, 1 week I do 4 days, and then another week I do 5 days or something. And I work from 4:30 to 9:30. Yesterday I actually made 150 bucks doing those two. That's all it takes. Your turn. And I only drove like 60 miles too, so very fuel efficient too. I wonder though, should I have done DoorDash first instead of Postmates? Last December? Because I'm finding DoorDash pays a lot more than Postmates. Postmates still does better with tips, but DoorDash has offers where if you're doing DoorDash deliveries at a certain time, it gives you bonus pay. With skill comes a great responsibility. Yeah, that's true. I can imagine there's a lot of, I'll be blunt about this. I can imagine there's a lot of asshole artists, especially on Twitter. Best to try not to be those, like, listen to criticism, especially. Even if it gets repetitive. Like, I know I want to. Just because you're damn good as an artist doesn't mean you're perfect. Just because you brag a lot about, I don't know, multiple layers of overlay and soft light to get your colors, doesn't mean it's the proper way to draw. Now to fill in the rest of the barley field with the darker, richer yellow. Oh. Oops, I went a little overboard. Remember, in the foreground we want to capture more detail and contrast. Instead of sweeping marks, we can add texture by using short vertical marks. Ooh boy, I hope that adds, These will start to give an impression of the straight barley stalks. Okay, I can make this work. Be sure to overlap these marks over some of the green to help the sense of depth. Me running my mouth, that's why I didn't pay attention to that, but I can make it work. Dab. Dabbing some marks onto the midground as well will help create a mixture of tones. Vertical strokes. Oh yeah, he's right about that. Parlay. Barley? That's from Kingdom Hearts 2, by the way. It was the Pirates of the Caribbean level. Parlay is pirate code, negotiations. But Goofy misinterpreted the word and said barley. We don't make mistakes. We have happy little accidents. This works. Should I zoom in a little, though? This part right here is looking a little plain, needs a little more texture. This works too, I guess. Can you hear me tapping the pen stylus onto the touchscreen? A little bit of blue in the background, but I guess it's inevitable, huh? Just like the Thanos Scarecrow I plan on adding into this. I am inevitable. Great, we're really getting a sense of depth in our drawing now. Who's gonna be the next main villain in the MCU? Doctor Doom? Galactus? Who knows? Also, man, Black Widow, that movie should have come out on May, but, you know, COVID-19, I don't know what's going on with that. That's a good question. I know, huh? I mean, let's see. They're bringing in some young blood. We got a Shang-Chi movie, a Black Widow movie, which is already confirmed as a prequel. So I seriously doubt Taskmaster is going to be a returning villain. X-Men and Fantastic Four are planned, and if you know your comic book history, Fantastic Four should be huge. There's something called the Council of Reeves, which are basically like Mr. Fantastics across different universes, and in the comics they are confirmed to wield Infinity Gauntlets. Multiple Infinity Gauntlets that each work in their own universe. In other words, it's possible that Thanos could return in one point. Oh, and then there's the Eternals. That might be huge. Blade? That's gonna be fun. There's a Captain Marvel 2, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I think I said X-Men already. I mean, they have plans. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Deadpool's gonna be thrown in there somehow. Now, how's that gonna work? I think they said that they're still gonna retain the R rating. Oh, I'm not familiar with the comic. More than one Infinity Gauntlet? Yeah. Would they ever bring that in? I don't know, but the Fantastic Four thing makes me curious. Our lovely golden field needs a little detail to describe the texture of the crops. Yeah, I see all the white there. To get that extra sense of depth, we need to add a darker shade to the foreground. A useful idea for choosing your areas of focus is the rule of thirds. We can divide up our scene into 9 equal boxes, horizontal and vertical sets of 3. The boxes help us position our areas of interest in a balanced, appealing way. Huh. Placing them on the lines. And intersections on the lines. Or right in the middle of the boxes can help us create an appealing composition. Look again at Monet's painting. He has placed his tree along the left-hand vertical line. His horizon sits in the center, and the woman stands where the two lines intersect. The 2 rows of wildflowers fill up the bottom corner boxes and converge toward the center. The resulting composition feels rather satisfying. How about our own landscape? The ground line falls right on the top line. The tracks in the field run through the central box in a nice diagonal. And in the lower third of the detailed area where we can see each stalk of barley, if we draw attention to each of these areas, We'll be following the rule of thirds perfectly. Huh. There's rules to art. Let's strike a dark brown pastel to darken the tracks in the center and foreground. We can keep making vertical marks here to create the texture of the barley stalks. Can you see how that's working? Give it a shot. Yeah, I can actually. Looks so yellow though. I guess I'm slightly speed drawing this. Just slightly. I think I'm also doing my own thing. There is a little more depth now, though. Depth. Nice. Works for me. We can improve the contrast even more by adding some highlights. We need a more precise mark for this, so let's use the corner of our pastel. Oh, I thought it was going to be pure white. I'm going to make my marks smaller and closer together as they get further away. It's like I'm doing tally marks for the barley. Damn. Varying the marks with the distance will improve the sense of depth in your drawing. Wow. Maybe I shouldn't have colored it so much with the yellow. I mean, this is really... I mean, it feels like I'm barely doing anything. Right here it shows, just a little. This is the Bob Ross method. Using a big brush and giving the essence of drawing a tree without really doing much detail. Or, no, that's not the right word. Giving the illusion that it's got a lot of detail, when in reality he did it very simple. And it actually reads a little bit better like this. And a little more in the bottom right. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Well done! It's time for the very last step now. A scattering of white flowers. Well, second to last step for me. We can use this detail to lead the eye of the viewer from the foreground to the background. I'm going to add in a loose channel of white flowers flowing off into the distance. Yeah, man, paint those weeds. Little white weeds. Look at all the dandelions. I dotted mine in using short horizontal marks to create contrast against the vertical stalks. Ah. Short horizontal, so it's like tiny little white hyphens, basically. That was too long, but okay, it's fine. Oh my god, this adds depth. Nice. There's none there, but still. Nice. Very nice. Like just lightly tapping the touchscreen, basically. I hope you guys are learning something from this. I'm certainly learning something from this. Now I just need to draw more landscape stuff. Bad. Alright. Now, how do I give this my own little... Oh god, for a sec I thought... Okay, let me see. Brown, purple, and orange. I can make those work. Let me see, what does that Thanos Scarecrow look like? Thanos Armor Scarecrow. Where would I put it? Probably around the, right here. It doesn't have to be that big. It doesn't have to be that detailed either. Although it might help if I zoom in. Yeah. Thanos did exactly what he said he would do. He wiped out half the universe. And then Thor decapitated him. I went for the head. It reads pretty well. Eh. Nice. Bam. I'm willing to bet money that he'll come back in some way. Remember, he never died, he just got snapped out of existence. Bravo! We finished. Shall we take a quick look back at how we achieved it? What if he becomes an ally? Or something much worse than him? First, we used a variety of colors to draw in the composition of our scene. We then started on the background, drawing the cloudy sky and doing some blending. Also, one thing about the MCU, there's a surprising amount of realism to it. Like in the comics, they always exaggerate the strength of characters. Like the Hulk being able to lift mountains, being able to connect a breaking off planet and back together. I mean, the strongest thing he's done in the MCU is probably holding up the Avengers building. We finished the background by drawing the distant hills using a variety of hues. We let the paper colors show through and contribute to the effect of atmospheric perspective. Then we worked on the fields in the fore and midground, using texture to emphasize the foreground. Finally, we added some dark and light detail, including a scattering of flowers. I painted Thanos' garden. I think that's what I'll title it too. Gotta go now. Take your VGM and become the best artist on the DS. Nah, I've seen better. There's better on YouTube. But what's important is that I'm learning from this. Using the rule of thirds to produce a satisfying composition that leads the eye. Take care, Cotton Pop. Until next time. You're welcome to stay and touch up your image if there's anything else you want to work on. I'm going to collect some barley to make some more dollies for the Harvest Festival. Huh. Here's one I already made. It's my first one ever. It's never too late to learn a new craft after all. Oh, ain't that the truth. It's a little rough around the edges, but I'm sure I'll get better with practice. It's always fun to try something different and see yourself improve. If this was your first time using pastels, I hope you enjoy the experience. If you did, perhaps you'd like to join me for the mini lesson. There's also the next main lesson, where we're going to be painting a koi carp. Oh, and that's going to be beautiful. What do I do as far as personal touch for that, though? I'm learning a great deal more about using paint. See you soon! And now I'm about to drink some turpentine. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be fun. I don't know, Scarecrow? Or just garden. Oh, Scarecrow would fit. Oops. I don't think it fit. I saw it cut off at the R. And the last thing I want to do is hang it up on the wall. Little fishy. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Smells like fishy. Ugh. Yeah, I know. Yes, I have. Almost 2 hours. I get the feeling if I did all the lessons once, it would just barely fill this gallery. Just barely. That reads pretty well. Yeah, the name cut off. Crap. Nice. Alright. I guess this will be where I'll wrap it up for today. Maybe I'll live stream some Super Mario Sunshine tomorrow. Get all the blue coins. Maybe I'll just use a walkthrough and go through all 240 spaces, just so that I guarantee that I don't miss one. I mean, it would take me a while to look through all my footage and find where I found each blue coin. I'm about to beat that game 100%. So yeah, this is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much, Cotton Pop, Space Galleria, and everyone else who was here in attendance. Wasn't that waterfall an advanced lesson? Oh, how about that? Heh. Wow. Advanced lessons. Alright. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.